Favorite Texas artist is Stevie Ray Vaughan, who's actually born in Chicago, Illinois, but he spent the majority of his time in Texas. Probably one of the greatest guitarists of all time. Jimi Hendrix, Eric Clapton, just amazing with a guitar. If you're ever down at Lady Bird Lake, there's a statue of him by the dog park. Check it out. And anytime Stevie Ray Vaughan shows up, I'm always turning up the radio and jamming out to it. He's an amazing guitarist.
Miss Drew, and my favorite artist from Texas is Lyle Lovett. The reason that I really like him is because my mom loved him and we always listened to him when I was a kid, and his concert was the first concert I ever went to. I was 9 years old and it was really cool. We sat really close to the stage, and he's a great singer, he has great music, and he's a great songwriter, which I really appreciate. So you should look up his lyrics sometime. They're pretty good. Lyle Lovett.
My favorite artist in Texas is, I'm going to say Lyle Lovett. I've always liked his music, but I knew Lyle Lovett when he was just beginning, starting out in music. I worked at the bar called the Cactus Cafe, and most of the artists, they were kind of full of themselves, but Lyle Lovett was just a genuine person, just really, really sweet, wanted to talk to everybody. And even today, I've got to see him one more time when he was big. He was playing at the Cafe Showcase upstairs with this huge band, but he still remembered who I was from the old days in the Cactus Cafe. And I remember asking him one time, hey, I really like when you play that song Closing Time. And he didn't play it that night. I said, oh, I'm sorry, but he was just really, really genuine Texas artist, the purest of Texas hearts in the world. That's who my favorite is, Lyle Lovett.
Hello, my favorite Texas artist is Gary Clark Jr. He's actually from Austin, South Austin. He grew up here in Austin. The reason I like him is he's an amazing musician, especially a guitarist. He's a blues guitarist. So if you ever get the chance to see him or hear him, check him out.
You all know that writing is an art, and my favorite Texas artist is a writer named Molly Ivins. She was a newspaper reporter for lots of newspapers all over the country, and she used humor in her writing to try to make the world a better place. If she saw a politician or somebody in the government not doing the right thing, she would poke fun at them in her writing. And she got in a lot of trouble for doing it, but it didn't stop her, and she always opened up conversations to try to get that world to be a better place. She was raised in Houston, and she was a strong woman. She beat back cancer twice, but unfortunately it came back in 2007, and she died. But her last words on her last column are right here on my board, because they've inspired me and a whole bunch of other people, and I hope they inspire you. And she wrote, "So keep fighting for freedom and justice, beloveds, but don't you forget to have fun doing it." Molly Ivins always had fun with her writing.
My favorite Texas artist is Hayes Carl. He's a musician and he's from the Woodlands, Texas. I really like him because he's got this kind of bluesy country sound, and I didn't really like that type of music when I heard about him, but one of my friends introduced me to him, and I went to his concert at the old Antones. It was amazing. It was sold out. He was so lively. It was such a fun show to be at, and my favorite song is Stomp and Holler. I actually heard it played at the Astros game last weekend, which was surprising, and it was a lot of fun to hear it. It was fun to hear him in a big arena like that.
Okay, the Texas artist that I chose is actually a band. It's a band called Reckless Kelly. They're actually from here in Austin. They are a Texas country artist band with part of the Red Dirt series. Probably the biggest reason that I chose them is because of the community outreach that they do. Every year they have what's called the Reckless Kelly Celebrity Softball Jam, where they invite a bunch of Texas country artists and a bunch of professional athletes to donate their time to put on a softball tournament as well as a concert afterwards. And all of the proceeds that they make from that day go towards helping all of the local baseball fields and softball fields here around Austin, including Del Valley and some of the East Austin arenas. They've actually rebuilt several softball fields and baseball fields. So I just really enjoy their music and really enjoy the stuff that they do for the community.
Hi, my favorite Texas artists are a band called the Dixie Chicks. I love them because they inspire me with their music. They are all great musicians and singers, of course. Two of my favorite songs are Ready to Run, because it's a lot of fun and you can sing to it and it's really lively. My other favorite Dixie Chicks song is Lullaby, because I sing my child to sleep with that, and it's a beautiful song written by the mother to her child. And all around, I just love listening to their music and dancing around to it.
My Texas artist hero would have to be Mike Judge. Mike Judge is the writer and director of a lot of cartoons that some of which are based on Texas. I don't know if you guys have seen this show because it was taken off the air not too long ago, but King of the Hill is one of the shows that he helped write and do the voices for characters for. I guess I really like King of the Hill because there are a lot of like Texas inside jokes. You know, sometimes they'll go to Amy's Ice Cream and they're like, whoa, look at that wacky stuff, like they're flipping the ice cream. Or sometimes, you know, they go to like the propane store, and I see propane stores all over Texas. They make fun of people from Austin and call them like weird hippie people. So it's that kind of stuff that I guess kind of I appreciate, because it makes me feel very nostalgic about Texas. Not too long ago, they rebooted the Beavis and Butthead show, which is also a Mike Judge creation. He also did the movie Idiocracy, which is about essentially what happens when stupid people run the world in the future. I recommend it. It's a highly quotable movie. What else? I really like Mike Judge because he's really good at what you would call satire, which is where you make fun of something in a way that takes it to an extreme. But he's a very satirical writer, and I think that what he does is very clever, it's very funny, very Texas.
My favorite Texas artist is a jewelry designer by the name of Kendra Scott. I first fell in love with her when I went to this little Christmas show that I go with every year with my mom, and she started off in this little bitty booth, and now she's grown into a huge business. She's in something like 800 stores nationwide, and she's in big department stores now like Nordstrom. And she's a Texas icon now. People know her from being in Austin. She has a store downtown, and I love her jewelry. It's super colorful and fun, and I think it makes people happy, and Mr. Gill's wife loves her.
I'm just an old chunk of coal landlord, but I'm gonna be a diamond.
One of my favorite Texas artists is Sandra Cisneros. I have read this book many, many times. I love it. There's so many great stories in it. She's such a great writer. I've seen her house in San Antonio. It's a beautiful house. And I really admire her writing, and I use it every chance I can in my classroom.
Right into the hell. I think we ought to.
Okay, so I love the band named Spoon. They're from Austin, Texas. They're really great. They're indie folk, I think, or rock. And I actually got to see them at South by Southwest, and they were amazing. It was a really small venue. I was just like a few feet away from them. And then at the end, I actually got to meet them, and they're all like super nice, good Texan boys, and they have amazing music. I love them, so check them out. Spoon! My favorite Texas artist is Robert Earl Keen, and he was born in Southwest Houston. And I love his music because it's funny, the lyrics tell a great story,
and he's just like an old guy that is singing in a very silly voice. And one of my favorite songs by him is "The Road Goes On Forever and the Party Never Ends." Interpret that as you will.
My name's Uncle Cletus, and my favorite Texas artist is Willie Nelson, y'all. You know Willie Nelson? On the road again, just can't wait to get on. You know what I'm talking about, Willie Nelson from Texas? I love him. He's a rebel, y'all. Willie Nelson.
The life I love is making music with my friends, and I can't wait to get on the road again. On the road again, going places that I've never been, seeing things